Okay, so today we're going to talk about, at least we're going to start with something interesting that tickles my mind. Me and John were talking about minors with money. I guess that's the topic today. Minors with money.
He almost made it minors and money. And I was like, that sounds questionable.
That's true. I can't be a part of that.
Yes. But, anywho, so, Tanner, we were talking about minors with money. Like, when we were growing up, we're like, it's kind of a trip when you think about it, that we had zero money, and that's, like, perfectly fine. You're kind of just like, hey, Mom, like, buy my stuff. And if you had money, you're like, yo, dog, I can get some Arizona iced teas.
It's like that was because you literally only had $1.
Yeah,
Right.
because you had it.
No,
Yeah.
right.
That was the whole thing.
Right.
And I guess the weird, and then John asked the question, which was,
Right.
his question was I don't get how people had money.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Because I was thinking, I was like, yo, you know, I had multiple friends who just, like, they had money, but they ain't had no jobs. I don't bro.
Right.
I didn't have no money until I got a job. Like, I never had any money until I got a job. And I had, like, friends who was, like, 13, and they're like, I got us. We'll go to the movies. I'm like, how? Who gave you that?
It's called
what
allowance.
Did you sell? Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Ever.
But I think there are some interesting ways. I feel like we all have the entrepreneurial spirit.
Spirit?
Okay, I'm gonna need you to not disrespect me.
Zach.
I wasn't gonna call you out. I was gonna be a good friend.
Thank
about
you.
It. You're welcome.
Whoa, what? That's why that DAP was trash.
It was actually.
Well, we're doing it from the side angle, and I do so much for you
Anyway,
guys.
you were-
I run a video
you
switcher.
were-
I start the
you were
podcast.
saying
I literally put
I'm
these mics to your
sweating.
face. I am sweating too.
Sweating.
Anyways, but we all have an entrepreneurial spirit, and I think we've all like made money in funny ways or interesting ways.
You could call it funny.
You guys, I'm glad I'm on this side of the table.
My
And y'all are
mom
on
didn't
that
think
side.
it was very funny, but
That's
Okay,
hilarious.
you're not just gonna say that. See, now you're starting because
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
starting.
know what in the world.
High key or
all
something.
right. So I'm talking about how I made money as a
So
minor.
yeah. So like before 18, or maybe even before like 16, it was hard to get a job, or you couldn't even get a job at all because legal age. Like, what was a weird way you made money, a funny way you made money, and then probably knowing you, an illegal way you made money.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. Let me start with my favorite way I made money.
Okay.
Which one? The illegal one. of
No,
course.
Yes.
no.
Oh, okay.
This one was it was legal. It was legal. It was legal. All right. So my favorite way I made money was in high school. So my mom would give me $5 a week and that included my lunch money.
Sounds like
Sounds
so,
like white privilege.
To make to make $5 work, that's like also my lunch money. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
That must
what
be
I would
nice.
do is on I think it was Mondays or Monday or Tuesday, it depended because my schedule was every other day. I would have a longer lunch because I would have to go to water polo practice after. So what me and the homies would do is we had off-campus passes, which nobody had for lunch. So
Ooh.
I would walk down to the McDonald's and I would just come up with like $30 worth of food and we would just throw it all in the backpack and we would just walk it back to school and sell it for way more money, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We were selling like
That's
McDoubles,
crazy.
like 2 for $5, sometimes 1 for $5, and kids were buying them because they can't get off campus and they just got money and like they want a McDouble more than the trash Vista food. So
You had
Yo.
your own small business.
we was finessing.
Wow.
Yo, that's crazy. Actually,
High-key.
that's super cool. Wait, so how did you get $30 worth of food if you had $5, dog?
Dude,
and
so,
plot holes.
Plot
And
holes.
plot
So
holes.
here's where the other one comes into play.
So to front the money, what we did was
No, I mean there was a lot of ways made money. I don't know how I originally started getting money, but we always had money. And then this is kind of the illegal one. Mom, I'm sorry. So I wasn't just like a drug dealer. I didn't just sell tons of drugs. You know what I mean?
Pre-Jesus.
You couldn't come up and just hit me up for drugs like that. But because I was
like
cool,
you can now. It wasn't like now. It was way different.
yeah. Like
I mean-
like back then, you couldn't hit him up, but right now it's kind of
right
like
now you can hit me. I won't have nothing.
760.
So I was in a weird spot though. I was cool with like, the geeky kids, whatever, and I was cool with like the gangbangers and all that. So there would just be a lot of people like, dang, I'm trying to smoke for the first time. Oh, I'm trying to get some weed. I don't have a dealer, all that. So then I was kind of like, oh, I know some people. I'll hook you up. So I go to them. I take their money. I'm like, hey, yo, here's a 10. Let me get a gram. They like, bet. They throw me a gram. I take it back. I either give them half a gram or like
you sell it for more.
I sell them like double. Like, oh, actually, it's going to be 20 type thing. So I was more, or 15 probably. I didn't sell like crazy. I didn't upsell crazy. But basically, you would just that's what it was. You would just come up on a goofy that didn't know what they were doing. And it's called pinching.
That's
and
how
you
you
just
know
take a
this
little
man
bit.
did it. He said you come up on a goofy.
Yeah,
And he called him goofy.
and he's
That's
like,
what
he's
it
like,
is.
and it's called pinching.
Why you make the face when you say it like that?
He's not. It's unnatural coming out of the.
Yo,
mouth.
so
That's okay.
interesting. Well, so you wouldn't consider getting drugs and then selling it at a higher price. You wouldn't call that necessarily drug dealing.
Here's the thing. It wasn't like I was a real drug Look, man. Look, Mom, I'm sorry. Look, I wasn't like a real drug dealer. Because I wasn't even doing this like all the time.
You were
was
just a
you know
drug
what I mean?
mule.
Like this wasn't like,
You're-
oh,
yeah,
this
you
is how
was-
I'm
you
gonna
was a
make
mule.
money every day type thing. This was like, oh, I can come up on a few bucks real
You
quick.
was Clint Eastwood in the movie Mule.
I wish I
Being
haven't peeped.
The
I haven't
Mule.
peeped.
I haven't seen it.
Isn't
I've seen
he-
it. So the trailers looked amazing.
He's just like this old guy, and he like hustles drugs for the cartel across borders and stuff, and
Yeah.
it looks super like dope.
Yeah.
Got it.
But
Yeah,
like
no,
not
I've seen
dope.
it.
Yeah, no,
Not-
that's basically
Awful. It
basically
looks
me.
horrible.
Yeah.
It looks. I can't believe.
It looks like they didn't pray before they started rolling the camera.
Yeah. Didn't even say- All right. So what about you, Big Trash Brazzo?
Oh shoot. I'm gonna start with my legal ways, right? Didn't have any, none. didn't have any
Never
illegal
done
ways.
illegal.
I
Never
was-
broken a law in his life.
Grew up in
Actually,
Claremont, and what are you gonna do?
one time he went
Blairmont.
5 miles over the speed limit. That's about it.
He said, "No, hold on." He just threw up the B. I'm actually not gonna do it because I know people. You threw up the B and
Okay.
said Blairmont.
Okay,
right now.
wait. I just want to take it back.
Oh.
I just want to take it back
Yeah,
because
take
I
it
feel
back.
like that's some people's reality and it's not mine.
Yeah, reverse.
I want to
that
make
for
that clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Funny way I made money. Well, I'm gonna start with chores. I'm joking. No, my mom actually. So I had a homie that was like,
I know you got paid for chores. Don't even
No.
even front like you did not. I know you got paid to like sweep the floor and ish.
me. Stuff you should have did in the first place.
Stuff you should not be getting paid. Stuff
No.
that your mom just
No,
tells
no,
you to do,
no,
and
no,
you
no,
put
no,
down
no.
the controller and do it.
no. So when I was really little, my parents wanted to teach me finances, so they gave me an allowance. Right. This allowance was a whole $1. and we
Like the one-time
Like the
allowance of
entire
$1 or
time.
like
So-
a year.
so every week I would get $1, I believe, or it might have been every month, but I think pretty sure it was every week. And then we had a checkbook, and then we had to put 50 cents in savings, 10% in tithe.
Tithes, yeah.
Oh no, 50 cents to spend, 10% in tithe, 40% in savings. So at the end of the day, I have 50 cents a week. At the end of the month, dude, I had $1. I had an entire $1. But besides that, I made duct tape wallets. I sold those.
that's the way
That
to
was
go.
You
fun.
and Paul Russell, look at you.
Yeah. But like, I had like a homie that knew how to do it. I was kind of just like, I'll sling them, you know.
Okay. All right.
So-
you wasn't
so-
even putting in the work. You
yeah.
was the mule.
That was the mule.
You was the
once
wallet
again,
mule.
I was a wallet mule, and then I started doing videos from a young age. So that's actually very anticlimactic. I just started selling videos at like my freshman year.
Ooh,
So
it's kind of lit.
Wow.
yeah,
That was really. I was hoping for so much more.
so much more. Me too,
No, but
actually.
here's the funny thing. I didn't grow up with like. I didn't like make money. I just came up on money sometimes.
Clutch.
You feel me? So like, I either would. There's 3 ways. Okay, none of them were illegal technically, but yeah. So look, there was 3 ways. One, you ask the homie, "Hey, let me get $1."
Easy.
You was one of those. You were literally all my friends in high school, bro.
Definitely not me.
Bro, I know you got that 75 cents for that pretzel, bro. I know you got that 75 cents, bro.
Bruh, let me get it. Let me hold $1. I hit you with 2 next week.
You know what?
Never hit him with 2.
Never hit him with 2. Here's the thing.
I know you never hit
That's
him with
okay
2.
because I also did that. But my cafe in high school had like 25-cent cookies. So you just walk up and say, "Yeah, you got 25 cents." Or if like you wanted a little ice cream, it was 75 cents, and it was like, "You got 25 cents?" Next person, "You got 25 cents?" "You got 25 cents?" I was like, "Oh." Or you find one on the ground, the come up.
No, see, that's what I'm talking about. I would find stuff on the ground. I would say, "Hey, bro, let me get $1." Or third option,
Miles McPherson.
I would do random stuff. Like I remember the biggest thing I ever did when I was a kid. Really, was I did a commercial. And then I had money. It was $100. I got $100 for a commercial.
That goes a long way.
And that sustained me as a kid for years. You know what I'm saying? Because, I didn't really get to have it. My mom was like, "I'm gonna hold this and I'll give it to you."
Hold it.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, "Oh, I got a buck. Let's run it."
I got
it wasn't
bands.
like that.
That's a band back then. That's a whole stack.
But it wasn't a band.
It was
at
like
all.
5 stacks.
But so what?